Hey, this is Jason Mott. If you want your baseball news, listen to One Cardinal, One Cub, and One Beer with JJ and Vince.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of One Cardinal, One Cup, One Beer. Uh, JJ apparently is down to 146 pounds.
That's my birth. That's my birth weight.
Hey, speaking of that stuff, I'm diabetic, okay? And this week, my blood sugar levels have been in the 80s. That's kind of low for me.
Okay.
I tried to keep it below 110. But if it gets down into the 90s, okay, if it dips down to the 80s once in a while, it happens. But all week, yesterday, I woke up and I felt weird, and my blood sugar was down to 57.
Whoa.
Now, what the heck? So I immediately ate a Pop Tart, which is the good thing about having low blood sugar.
God's medicine right there.
Here I come. Um, so I I I ran out of fruit, I guess you could say. There were grapes in the house, but you the fruits are the natural sugars that I like to eat. So I told Kathy, well, we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. And this morning I got up, it was 72. I felt pretty normal, but I was like, man, why is my blood sugar bottoming out? Um,
Did you lose some weight? Maybe that's it. Maybe your weight's down or
I'm
something.
still as fat as ever, man.
No, you're lean and mean. What are you
Oh,
talking about?
I am not. I am jiggly. I am jiggly, man.
I think that comes with age too, a little more jiggly as we get older.
Oh yeah, gelatinous. You want to know what I hate about
I
my
love
hate?
your gelatinous joke, by the way. You do that one about
Yeah.
gelatinous stuff. Yeah.
Um, this is what I hate about getting old. I have lost my butt. I
Oh,
don't know
oh.
where it went, but I used to have just naturally muscular glutes. And somewhere about 3 years ago, my butt just kind of melted away. It's like, I mean, it's still there. It's functional, I guess you could say, but like I used to just hitch up my jeans over my butt and I was fine. Now it's like it doesn't go over any butt. It's just like hips, throw a belt
Straight,
on.
straight down. Well, I'm the opposite end of the spectrum. I think like I work in a little lab and I let the people go through and all of a sudden I can hear them go and they got kind of like I didn't know I took up so much room. So I stand to the side and let them go in and out on the way into the lab. But it's sad. Yeah, you just never know. I never know what's going on back there until somebody lets me know.
JJ, do you know you're going to the bathroom right now?
No, that's one of the things about getting old right there. You just never know.
That's right. All right. Those of you who are watching us on Facebook, please like us. And if you're not watching on Facebook, those of you who follow us on Facebook,
Yes.
if you're not following us on Facebook or like us on Facebook, like us on Facebook. Gosh, I butchered this. I really butchered the beginning. I'm no good.
No,
I'm
you're
just
great. What are
a
you talking
terrible
about?
human being. I'm I need to quit. I need to retire and get someone in here who knows what they're doing. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, please make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can have our information as soon as we post it. If you'd like to contact us, you can contact us through any of our platforms. You can direct message us, or you can email us at one card, one cup, one beer at gmail.com. You can support our efforts through Patreon. Just go to patreon.com and in the search bar, you type in one cardinal, one cup, and one beer, and you can support our efforts. And that is greatly appreciated. JJ, it is time for Beer Corner. We haven't done it for a while for a
Oh,
very
what
good
was it?
reason. Check this out.
Oh, it's just regular beer. Just no. It's a homemade.
For my birthday, Kathy got me a Mr. Beer Maker. Okay.
Oh,
So
yes.
I'm not brewing my own beer, but it is a beer kit. And so this is their basic Pilsner. It took a month for it to be finished. I sampled a few drinks at lunchtime. This was the first day they were ready with all the fermentation and everything. So I'm going to taste my Mr. Beer. Now,
Oh,
I I would like to make my own home brew one day when I retire. And I just always thought that that would be fun. Even though I don't drink a whole lot of beer, I just think that would be fun and bottle it with my face on it. Uh, Vince's Wrigley Field Refresher or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so anyway, so it comes with its own bottles.
Oh, okay.
And as you can see, the bottle is, I think it's like 24 ounces. So there's like two cans in here, but got the
Very
world's
nice.
greatest grandpa. And here we are pouring it.
Is this a special flavor or
No, this is
anything?
the basic one. I've got another mix. It's a special flavor, but I wanted to just try this. This came out a little dark, which is fine. Um, so let's see
Yeah.
what we got here. And I
All
will be
right.
honest,
Yeah, I'm excited about this homemade beer. Mm.
two and a half.
Right down the middle. All right.
Yeah, yeah, right down the middle. Being I didn't pay a cent for this because my wife bought it for me. It's kind of I'll drink it, of course, but
Yes.
um, I think there's potential for my
Uh,
first batch. I'm pretty happy about it. So
Now, would you cook with it? Is that the type of beer you would use to cook with?
I would. Um, I don't know if I will because I still have an IPA that I will never drink that I can cook with. I cook with
Oh,
beer. I made chili yesterday, and I used beer in my chili recipe. So I used one of the IPAs. It's weird because Evelyn and her boyfriend Tony they will drink the IPAs when they come over because I didn't like them. But they don't come over that often, you know. So I've got one IPA left, and I'll use that. But yeah, I would probably, being I got a lot of this right now, I'd probably cook with it. So pretty good.
very nice.
Oh,
A friend of the show, Dan Rutledge, makes his own wine. And then people say, "Hey, I'll take a bottle of that." He hands it out and everything. So maybe if he uh, donates one, you could try, sample. I think he's got it down pretty good. It takes him a while to make, like a whole weekend, and then it's got to set for a while. But I know he's always making wine, especially in the wintertime.
yeah, nice. I did not know that. I learned something new about Dan every year, I guess.
Yeah.
Dan, I'll trade you a bottle of my beer for a bottle of your wine.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
And
like a fair shake.
we need to have Dan back on the show sometime.
Yeah, we'll get him. We'll grab him up.
Uh, by the way, please wish Brody a happy birthday from me.
Oh, thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I sure
38
will.
years old, only rolls around once.
He's 20 years old now. He got an ice cream cake. We had a party yesterday, and then he's out with his girlfriend right now cleaning her car. You see how that works? Yeah. Happy birthday. Clean my car.
Happy birthday. Um, anyway, happy birthday to Brody.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the ice cream cake. And nothing says I love you like cleaning someone else's car.
That's right.
Get it? I'm telling you. So, uh, JJ, I want to tell you, we have been looking for quite a while on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, um, Craigslist. Craigslist is where you go when you think you might want to get robbed or murdered. So we didn't look seriously at that, although we have used Craigslist before for stuff, but we looked mainly on Facebook Marketplace. We were looking for a mid-century console stereo with a turntable that worked. And there is a lot of them out there that are in rough shape. And I mean, there are times people $25 for this, and it will have like just a mess. And I would say 80% of them, they say the turntable doesn't work. Okay. I'm not going to get something that I have to spend a lot of time fixing, which means I'm going to say a lot of cuss words, which means I'm probably going to expedite my um, damnation. So I want to curb those curse words. So I found something on Facebook Marketplace. It is a Magnavox Astrosonic from the late 60s or early 70s. So it's 50 years old plus. And it has the AM FM tuner that's in great shape. It's got the two speakers on each side, and it's beautiful. I mean, there's a few dings on it, but it's so beautiful because I was thinking I was just going to have to get something, sand it down, and refinish it. This thing looks good as is. The only problem is that the turntable needs a new needle. And it's not easy finding a needle for this particular cartridge, but we had to take the cartridge out, everything. And I've never done all that. And we finally found the code and we matched it. So Kathy ordered that today. So hopefully within a week we'll have the new needle in. We got this for $100 from a guy in Millstop, which is a small town a little south of Belleville. And we were going to take Tony's van, Evelyn's boyfriend, we're going to take his van because our Jeep is old and we only use it to haul crap around. And we were like, well, is this old Jeep Liberty going to make it to Millstadt from Peevely? Millstadt's not very far from Peevely if you could drive through the Mississippi River, but you can't. We had to go all the way to South County, across the JV Barracks Bridge to go there. Well, Libby, that's what we call her, Liberty, she made it. We got it loaded, got it in the house, and we got like 10 albums with it. We got Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. We got the Grease soundtrack. We got the Bee Gees' greatest hits. We got the Village People. We got Queen's greatest hits. We got Purple Rain. We got Pyromania from Def Leppard. We got a Lionel Richie, and there's something else that I'm forgetting out. Anyway, the albums themselves are in great shape, and you're talking about albums that would probably go for an average, the Village People's probably going to be about $5, but the Saturday Night Fever and the Grease soundtracks, they're in great shape. They're about $25. So we probably got $100 worth of vinyl with this, and they're all in great shape. So very happy with that, very pleased, jumping up and down like only a 59-year-old person can, which means I get absolutely no air under my feet.
And you didn't get murdered. Congratulations.
Get murdered.
Yeah.
Get murdered.
I saw you posted the picture of the Purple Rain album. It looked like it just came out of the wrapper. It looked brand new.
It is in great shape. And my wife is a huge Prince fan. She wears Prince t-shirts and stuff like that. So she was very, very excited. And she has a turntable in her office, and I have one in my office. But we have like albums that she likes that I don't care about, stuff I like she don't care about. So we'll put all of our mutual stuff that we like upstairs in that. So can't wait for the needle to come in.
Yes, man, that is going to be great.
Yep. So how are you doing this week?
Oh, really good.
A lot.
Yeah, birthday parties, Saturday, Brody's girlfriend, Sunday, Brody. And I told Vince earlier that he's out cleaning her car right now. So, happy birthday, Brody. But I watched I met her dad for the first time, and I guess he heard I like baseball, and he was talking about his favorite player, Don Mattingly. And the day after I met him, I found a documentary on him on YouTube, and it was a great documentary. I always liked Mattingly, but I just wasn't one of my all-time favorites. But after watching that, he's from Evansville, Indiana, which Andy Bennett's is from there. I drove by there a few times, and you just fall in love. I like these documentaries about the players. They're doing more and more of them because there's so much footage now of the guys from the 70s on, and they had Ron Guidry on there talking about them. They had the old announcer that would announce the players when they come to bat. Derek Jeter, that guy, he was on there. And I was like, oh, this is great. And, I mean, I knew a little bit about Mattingly, but I really, so the next time I see him at Brody's party, I said, hey, I thought of you. I was watching a Don Mattingly documentary. He goes, oh, yeah. And I mentioned something and he would tell me more about it and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And Vince, another thing, today is the day after a holiday, and I forgot it was Tuesday. I thought it was Monday, so I didn't have any baseball cards. So after work, I drove by this one shop. It was closed, and I seen a sign for another shop that I drove past at lunchtime. It's never open, and I went by there, and the guy was fantastic. This place is called SP Sports Cards. Nice guy. It's over on St. Genevieve Road in Farmington, and he's got a nice collection, a lot of graded stuff. He had action figures, and he had a Cub, Nomar Garciaparra. And Vince, I forgot Garciaparra played for the Cubs. I don't remember that.
He was on the team. He had a severe leg injury.
Oh.
I don't know how long he played before the leg injury took him out, but that was the year, I guess it was 2004.
Okay.
We got him at the trade deadline, and we were still in the playoff hunt, and we thought this would take us over, and then that team just imploded. Definitely a talented team coming off the 2003 season. But it was a mess. Maybe one day I'll do a spotlight on that. It was
Well, he had Derek Lee, and so he had those things. He had cards, he had magazines, he had boxes of things. He had a game in the corner where you could roll dice, and then whatever the dice added up to, you got that card. And there's a couple $50 cards in there that you could win. So it's pretty cool. And I just mentioned the podcast. So Vince, he had this on the wall, and it was about Cooperstown. And there's Feller and Reggie and Ken Holtzman. And of course, we love Earl Weaver right there. And who's the Boston guy there? Let me take a look. Dick Williams, just some of the stuff. And it's numbered here. And so I seen it. I said, how much you want for it? And he goes, it's yours. I said, you're kidding me.
Wow.
Really? Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm going to show it off tonight on the podcast. So we got talking about that. I said, I'd mention this store. And he says, I'm going to watch tonight. So he's going to advertise for us. I'm going to put out a little flyer or some stuff in there. But I got 2 packs of cards. And when I went to pay for them, he goes, hey, they're on the house. They're on the house. So if you're down in Farmington, check out SP Sports Cards. Great guy. I don't know if he was the owner or not. Just the nicest guy. We talked about, stadiums and teams and cards and what was hot and what was not. And maybe one day we'll have him on here and just talk about it. But it's nice. We're getting, and each week it seems like we grow with new members of our baseball cult we got going on here.
Cult.
So, yeah, baseball society. That's a better word. Baseball society. Fraternity. See, you're the man with the words right there. Yeah. You're Flair and I'm Dusty.
Best words. I know the best words.
He's got that. That's right, Mr. Kennedy. So that was pretty much my weekend right there, and met a new friend and a new baseball card shop to go to.
Very good. Boy, there's a lot of people that are injured. And some stuff happened this week on the transactions. For Texas, Nathan Eovaldi's on the 15-day IL, the strained right rotator cuff. Yes, the rotator cuff injury that was so prevalent in the 70s is back, and it's better than ever. It's the rotator cuff problem. Also with Texas, Corey Seager is on the 10-day IL with an appendectomy. So
they're hot though, Vince. They got those injuries and they've won like 4 in a row.
Oh, they're 9-1 in their last 10, and I knew you'd be happy that they're crawling back into it. They're only a game and a half back of first place in the division and a game and a half back for a wild card spot. So your money, which last week I said, it's gone. It's like, oh no. Vince doesn't know. We're going to have this late run.
Baseball's a crazy game. You can't you're not as good as your wins and you're not as bad as your losses. It's just consistency. And I tell you what, that's a good team. They got good young players and they can just stay healthy. I think they can, but everybody's hurt, Vince. Everybody, the Cardinals, the Cubs, everybody seems to have a lot of major injuries going on right now.
Well, speaking of crazy, Milwaukee signed Eric Fetty. I guess they feel like they can fix him. I don't think they can.
Atlanta couldn't. Atlanta tried.
Yeah, Milwaukee does good with hard throwers, teaching them how to pitch. But a guy who is a finesse type pitcher, I don't know. I don't get it. I know it's for depth in case someone goes down. But was that the best you could do? I mean, heck, Walker Buehler was out there. But
well, Andrew Vaughn, I mean, they may have that magic fairy dust they sprinkle on them, and he'll win 3 games down the stretch.
Possibly. We'll see. Also from Milwaukee, Trevor McGill, their closer, former Cub. He's on the 15-day IL with the right flexor strain, but they will persevere. For the Astros, former Cub catcher Victor Carantini, always liked him. He's on the 7-day concussion IL. And for the Reds, Graham Ashcraft is on the 15-day IL with the strained right forearm. He's had a really good year. For Cincinnati, they were still kind of in it going into August, and they've had a bad month and knocked themselves out. For the White Sox, Luis Robert is on the 15-day IL with the strained left hamstring. Carlos Santana, who has a black magic woman, he's been released by the Guardians, and I'll pick that back up a little bit later in the show. For the Padres, Xander Bogaerts on the 10-day IL with a foot fracture. All-star reliever Jason Adams is now out for the season with a serious leg condition, and it hadn't been diagnosed when I did my research earlier today. Maybe it has by now, but they're just saying a serious leg condition. He's out for the season. So that's going to hamper the Padres. Anytime you lose a key member of your bullpen, this close to the stretch in playoffs. The Pirates are an interesting team. Jack Sawinski's on the 10-day IL with the right groin strain. They released Andrew Heaney, which made no sense to me until I looked into it. Andrew Heaney has 8 2/3 innings before he reaches a clause in his contract where he gets a $100,000 bonus. That's why they got rid of him. That tells you everything you need to know about the Pirates. But wait, there is more. The Pirates also waived Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Why? Because he has 81 plate appearances from having a $250,000 bonus. So they just got rid of him, and Toronto picked him up off waivers. I'm telling you, and I know Don Frizzie's a big Pirate fan, and it's not like you can control when you're invested in a team. You can't control your love for them. You can't. I mean, I've seen the Cubs do goofy things and went through a lot of lean years, but that's still my team, no matter how frustrating it is. But boy, to be that blatantly cheap is ridiculous. It's saving them $350,000, which is nothing. It's peanuts. Who is going to want to go to Pittsburgh and play? Nobody. Who's going to want to stay in Pittsburgh, Skeens? Nobody. I mean, it's a terrible look for this team.
I talked to some fans out there when I was there, and they said, we love our stadium. It's absolutely beautiful. We love our team, but we hate our owner. And when I was in Cincinnati, I kind of got the same vibe there too. They were still doing Marge Schott jokes, some of the fans, but the new owner is also very, very cheap. And St. Louis, and like you said, Vince, you can't help. You love your team no matter what. But I always take things a little personal, like it's like a direct reflection of me as a fan, like, hey, you're Cardinals, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, nobody shows up. Well, I can show up to a few games, but I can only do so much, but I kind of take it personal. But yeah, and Andrew Heaney is a guy I would love to see the Cardinals pick up. We got a lot of young pitchers, but you can never have too much pitching. And I'd love to get like a veteran, like an Andrew Heaney. He's the guy I thought about even before he was let go, or a Quintana, have him come back and see if some of these guys can, make the team. They're probably a 1-year deal wouldn't be that expensive for next year, and because they're not going to have 4 young guys and Sonny Gray. It'd be nice to have a couple of veterans in there too.
What doesn't make sense to me, both these players have trade value.
Yeah.
Why didn't they trade them at the deadline? I don't understand. And I know Andrew Heaney is not Paul Skeens, but he is a serviceable starter, and he would have been a good depth piece for a team who is in a playoff run.
Oh yeah.
What the heck? Kiner Falefa is not an all-star, but he's a very good player. And from what I've seen of him, he's a gamer. Why not trade them if you're going to just do this? I don't get it. Someone is smoking too much weed at a dispensary in Pittsburgh. That's all I'm going to say about it.
You sent your beers up there, didn't you? You sent a lot of those homemade beers.
There you go. Boston released Walker Buehler, and the Phillies signed him to a minor league contract. Boston also extended Aroldis Chapman for 1 year with a second-year club option. So he's got at least another year in Boston, and if he performs, I'm sure they're going to pick that up. But by then, he's going to be 74, so who knows?
He's still doing it, Vince. He's still got that, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's incredible.
He is a much better pitcher now than he's been over the last 5 years. He hasn't been bad over the last 5 years, but I guess with age and experience, when your fastball is no longer 103, but it's down to 96, I guess you can still compensate. So I think that's pretty cool. And Walker Buehler it wasn't working out in Boston with him, but I saw a stat over his last 8 starts, his ERA is below 4. So I don't know why they didn't want him for the stretch run. And he had that moment in the World Series last year when suddenly he looked like himself.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries, a lot of stuff went on, but I guess Boston feels like that they are going to go. Well, of course, they've called up those studs. That stud pitcher pitched great. So anyway, Washington has placed McKenzie Gore on the 15-day IL with shoulder inflammation. I hate when I have to lick my fingers. I'm trying to return the page. Jonathan India for Kansas City is also on the 10-day IL with a sprained left wrist. He's been batting leadoff for them most of the year, playing a key role in their team, and they're, I think, like a game and a half wild card. So this isn't going to help them. So that's the walking wounded and the waived and the picked up and all the other stuff. Until I get to the Cubs, get to the Cardinals, we'll talk about what's going on there. A couple people have passed away this week. Randy Moffett, who pitched 12 years, mostly with the Giants, and I think he played for the Astros and someone else.
Blue Jays, 1 year with Blue Jays.
1 year with Blue Jays. 12-year career, 3.65 ERA, which is very serviceable. 96 career saves. I don't remember him closing out a lot of games.
Me neither.
When I looked at his career, he would have anywhere from like 8 to 15 saves a year. And I know the Giants had Gary LaBelle at that time, who was just lights out for about 5 years.
You're right.
So I guess they kind of split closing duties at that time. But his greatest claim to fame is that he is the brother of Billie Jean King. Yes.
I didn't know that for the longest time. I remember that Bobby Riggs, Billie Jean King, just kind of side thing here. I was playing like Little League football at the time, and they cut the practice early so everybody could get home to watch the big tennis match, which I've never scene where we had it, the whole world stopped for a tennis match. It was a big thing. But for years, I didn't know they were brother and sister. I mean, they don't look a lot alike or anything. My sister don't look nothing like me either, though. But anyway, I just never knew that. Yeah, she got the blessings. I didn't. But yeah, as a kid, all the baseball players were like superheroes to you. And I just remember those giant uniforms were so nice looking back then. And, I was like, oh, those. So he just looked great in that giant uniform. And I would just remember him always being a really good pitcher. And, and I think I got probably about 7 or 8 of his cards. But yeah, it's sad. He was only 76 years old too. When you're 61 years old, you can say only 76. Now, when you're a 12-year-old kid, 76 seemed like the end of the world, but 76 ain't that old.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Daryl Patterson, who pitched 7 years in the majors, Tigers, A's, Pirates, and he did have a small stint with the Cardinals. He passed away, and his career record was 11-9 with a 4.09 ERA. And so, rest in peace, Mr. Moffett and Mr. Patterson. JJ, what kind of news do you have? Do you have anything happier than deaths?
Yes.
Good.
And this is one of this guy has just been a great player. And I always think of him as a Cub and a Philly. But Kyle Schwarber over the weekend had a 4 home run game. And that's only happened 21 times in the history of the MLB that players hit 4 home runs. Now, that was the 4th time for the Philadelphia Phillies. Let's see. I got the names here. Ed Delante hit 4 home runs in 1896. Of course, Michael Jack Schmidt. What hasn't that guy done? 1976. And I bet it might have. I bet it was that game, that 23-22 game.
No, it wasn't that game. It was another game, but he did do that against the Cubs.
The Cubs. And Chuck Klein, 1936. So there's the 4 Phillies. There only 3 of the 21 players that have hit 4 home runs in a game have had an opportunity to hit a 5th. No one's ever hit 5 home runs in a game. But he had to do it against a position player. The Phillies was just, winning the game big. So they had a position player in there, and the guy threw a 54.7 mile an hour pitch, and Schwarber popped it up. And Schwarber says, I can't hit position players. He's like 2 for 11 off of position players. That's an unusual stat, but that guy can hit pitching. But I guess 54.7 after you see 95, 98, and then you get a 54.7, it just throws your whole timing off or something. I would imagine.
There was a game when I read Willie Mays' book. Now this has been in the 6th grade since I've read it, so I'm going way back in the archives of my brain to make sure that I get this right. I know he had 4 home runs in a game, and it was an away game, and it may have been he was in Milwaukee playing the Braves, but don't quote me on that. But in his first 4 at bats, he had 4 home runs, and then in the top of the 9th, excuse me,
bless you.
Top of the 9th, he's on deck when the last out was made.
Oh.
And the home crowd booed the home team. I wanted to see Mays go for a 5th.
I don't blame him. I probably would too. And by the way, Schwarber had 9 RBIs in that game. Do you think and that's a franchise record, by the way. Do you think he's got a shot? I mean, you got a month to go. Anything can happen in this month. Do you think he's got a shot the MVP this year? He's had a real good year.
With all the injuries the Phillies have had, he's been the most consistent player on the team. And he's that spark that he's in scoring position every time he comes up to the plate. And Schwarber, as Cardinal fans will really know from that home run he hit in the playoffs on top of the scoreboard, Schwarber doesn't hit cheapies. His home runs are huge, big, beautiful home runs. So that makes it a little more, I don't know, memorable, powerful. So I think he's got a shot at it.
Yeah, I do too. I think it depends on what happens this month. You always have a Tiny up there, and I'm sure there's a couple other players too. But if he gets hot this month and stays hot like he's been doing, anything, and I don't think the Phillies will be in first place without him this year, like you said. Schwarber strikes me as just an unusual player. He's built like a lineman. I didn't think he would be as fast as he is. They had him in the you guys had him in the outfield. I didn't think he'd be as good a fielder as he is. He would bat leadoff, which I was like, leadoff? Because for years I've been trained to think, oh, Ricky Henderson, Lou Brock, those guys are your leadoff guys. But then you had Kyle Schwarber, but he just got another at bat, and man, he would tear you up. And I'm a believer. I'm a believer. The first time I seen him, I was like, oh, wow, that's an unusual guy. But and he won the All-Star game on a home run. I know that's just a practice game, exhibition, but he won the All-Star game for the National League, so that's pretty cool too. On top of everything else.
Yeah, and we just gave him up. We just let him go.
You didn't get much for him.
We didn't trade him. We let him go.
Free agent.
Waived him. We didn't. It was a cost-cutting thing.
Oh, Vincent, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, of all the players we've gotten rid of, Baez, Rizzo, Bryant, that core, Schwarber's the only one that really hurts because we got nothing back for him. Management kind of given up. We can't afford to pay everybody, so waived him. Boston picked him up, and then the next year he signs with the Phillies.
Yeah. Every team's got players like that, and you can't sign everybody. I still know Keith Hernandez. That's the one. Keith Hernandez and Steve Carlton. Those two moves right there, I still scratch my head at. I don't know how. And of course, a Rosarina. I mean, we can go on and on with players. You're just like, how do we let that guy go? But
it was a perfect storm. It was the year of the pandemic. So we didn't make money with fans.
Right.
Didn't make money at all, period. And that was in the midst of the Cubs spending a lot of money and fixing up Wrigleyville. The new hotel was going up. I think whatever the gambling thing up to Wrigley is, they had extended themselves, and pandemic hit, and also the issue with Marquee Sports Network, where one of the cable providers didn't carry it. It was a financial mess, and Marquee has never made the money that they thought it was going to make, and so you just buy Kyle.
My God.
And he always had a low batting average, so I guess I thought, oh, this guy, all he can do is hit home runs. Well, yeah, but all he does is hit home runs better than almost anybody like in Major League Baseball today.
That's right. And he's getting better and better, Vince. I think, it just seems like, I mean, he's always been good, but one year didn't he break his leg and he came in at the end and had a real good stretch run too. But
yeah, the year we won the World Series, it was the first or second series of the season. He busted up his knee, and he was out for the whole season. And he went to the Arizona Fall League and played one or two games, and we activated him for the World Series, and he had a heck of a World Series.
He did something.
Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, Cub fans are very fond of him. We would like to have him back in free agency.
There you go. He can play on any team. He can play on my team any day.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yep.
Did you hear Mark Teixeira is going to be running for Congress out of Texas? I didn't know that. I just seen a headline, and I don't know his political beliefs or anything, but a lot of athletes.
Well, he's in Texas. I can tell you what his.
Well, probably, but you have both sides in Texas too. But there's been several athletes. I always think of Bill Bradley, Crystal City's own Bill Bradley, incredible. Goes to
my mother-in-law knew, by the way.
Oh, really? Did she?
Yeah.
She went to Crystal?
No, she went to Herky, but they had mutual friends, so she hung out with him a few times.
Everybody in Crystal to this day has a Bill Bradley story. Oh, he used to bounce the ball back and forth to school and all that. Just everything he did, he was top notch, stuff like that. But there's been some baseball players that have been in politics. Jim Bunning of the Phillies and Tigers had a 21-year career and 224 wins. He was a congressman. Or it was in the Senate. It was in Congress in the Senate for Kentucky. Vinegar Ben Mizell, which I did not know this. He was a Cardinal, a Pirate, and a Met. In 1960s World Series, he played with the Pirates. He was 2 years in the military, and he was a congressman from North Carolina. Maglio Ordonez, remember that name, Maglio Ordonez?
Oh, yeah.
He was a six-time All-Star, and he was elected mayor of his, I'm going to try to say this word, municipality in Venezuela, which I didn't know that. So very good. They're out there doing good. Real Mondesi, who I didn't know he was anything, was mayor of his hometown in the Dominican Republic. So I have a quick Real Mondesi story. I was going out with my wife at the time, and we set up at the top of the stadium, and she had a little picnic for us. We had hot dogs and chips and stuff. Real Mondesi's taking batting practice, and we're talking to each other, and all of a sudden I looked up, and she hit in fact, batting practice hit a ball to the upper deck, and Faith just happened to lean down to get eliminated and went right over her head. Sounded like a gunshot going off. So, man, Real Mondesi, I got, my goodness, he could hit him. And Bobby Oliva, 11 seasons with the Cleveland Indians, a three-time All-Star, was in the Mexican legislation. So there's 5 major leaguers who went on to do things in politics in their countries and towns and their countries. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. Here's one for you. I heard the other day on the Cardinal broadcast, I was going to save this for Cardinal news, but this is sort of, I'm tying it to Major League Baseball. Wilson Contreras hit his 20th home run. Another great Cub player right there, now on the Cardinals. Hit his 20th home run, and Brad Thompson said he's a member of the 2020 club. It's 20 home runs and 20 hit by pitches. And I was like, that's an unusual stat, 2020. I like that. But I thought it was an unusual stat, but there's been plenty of players that's been in the 2020 club. First of all, I looked at hit by pitches. Vince, there was a guy in 1896, and remember, they didn't have all the armor they got to wear in the batting helmets. They just went up there with a cloth hat, stood in the batter's box. There's a guy named Huey Jennings in 1896 got hit by 51 hit by pitches. 51. But that ain't all. That ain't the rest of the story, as Vince Hopper would say. In 1980, let's see, what was it? In 1897, he got hit by 46 pitches. And the following year, he got hit by 45 pitches. So this guy was a magnet. He went in there and took one for the team. I give that man proper respect. I'm tipping a cat to you, Mr. Huey Jennings. But modern day players that have been at least 20 home runs, 20 hit by pitches. 1986, Don Baylor, 31 home runs, 35 hit by pitches. 97, Craig Biggio, 22 home runs, 34 hit by pitches. And in 2015, Chicago's own Anthony Rizzo, 31 home runs and 30 hit by pitches. He's a 30-30 club member right there. Wow. Yeah. So I thought I'd throw some of them stats out there.
Nice. Oh, I do want to, before we move on, I do want to mention that the best race right now is in the West, with American League West, with the situation with, you got the Astros and the Mariners tied for first going into tonight, and the Rangers are only a game and a half. The American League East, Toronto, which looked like it was going to maybe start, they've come back down to earth, and both Boston and New York are 2.5 behind them. So we got some good races that are going to be meaningful to watch these last few weeks of the season. So I'm excited.
And the Cubs aren't out of it for the division either. You guys are 6?
We are 5.5 out. And with about 4.5 weeks left, I I don't consider us in unless we are to a point where if we pick up a game a week, we can tie or win it. And right now we're just a little outside that bubble. But Milwaukee has come back to where they're 4-6 in their last 10 games. We've picked up a couple of games. At one time, I think they were 9 up. We've cut that to 5.5. So I'm not going to get excited about the division unless we get it within 2 and there's games left.
Yeah.
Just I really believe in the Milwaukee pitching. So when you've got that kind of pitching, it's really hard to catch a team unless the arms start going south. And Brandon Woodruff has looked very hittable last few times out. He's been not good. Mizorowski has not been good the last few outings since he came back from the IL. So maybe pitching is starting to get a little tired. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Sorry, Brendan.
It's going to be fun.
What's going on with the Cardinals?
Well, Vince, I always say at the beginning of the year, if we're 5 games out, come the last month, if we're 5 games out, that was because what's a good season? And I always say, if we're within 5, that's a good season. Well, Vince, I have to say it's not been a very good season. I've enjoyed it. I enjoy it no matter what. I enjoy watching the players and some of the numbers and possibly a few awards and the young guys coming up. I really enjoy that. But as far as has it been a good year? No, it hasn't been a very good year at all. So with that being said, we're in our last month and we're going down the stretch here. The first story you mentioned earlier, Eric Fetty got picked up by the Milwaukee Brewers, which was kind of shocking. But the Brewers have been known to take a player everybody's overlooked and turn them around. So I'm interested in seeing what happens there. The Cardinals we have Chaim Bloom taking over, and he's actually been working on the minor leagues this year as John Mozeliak's in his final year. And the Cardinals just fired their minor league hitting instructor, Russ Stein. So I don't know what was going on there. I just saw the headline, but a lot of stories are the Cardinals are the very worst in all of baseball at hitting fastballs. And you think that should be just like, something every major leaguer can do, but the Cardinals are having somebody's got to be last, and we happen to be in last as far as proficiency against the fastball. So we've got to change that to go anywhere.
What was his name?
His name was Russ Steinhorn. Russ Steinhorn.
Okay.
My handwriting is so bad I didn't see the horn at the end. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I was listening to 101 today, and they're talking about that, and I thought he had a longer name.
Yeah, you're right. I looked at it and I thought, well, I wonder what Russ Stein's doing because my handwriting, I write so small. And anyway, so that's part of the Chaim Bloom thing. He's down there resurrecting our minor leagues that had fallen behind. And speaking of that, there was a report at the beginning of the year that rated every team's minor leagues, and the Cardinals were rated 19th at that time. Now, since then, we've had a draft. We've traded players for prospects. We've had players move up and, hopefully have gotten better. And we went from 19th to 9, which is a nice improvement. So being in the end of the top third, that's getting better. And hopefully we get better as time goes on. I know we've been bringing up some rookies. We brought up, we've had so many injuries of late. And I tell you what, I give Mason Wynn is out there playing. He's dealing with a knee, but he's out there playing a lot. There's been speculation that maybe he's playing because he wants to be eligible for a shot at the Gold Glove, or that he just wants to play, and it's not as bad as he can play through it. I know there's injuries, and then there's where you need to set out. But aches and pains you can play with. So he's out there playing. I give him all the respect. He's done a heck of a job. He's one of the leaders of our team, and I hope he sticks around a long time. The Cardinals promoted, though, Jimmy Crooks, who was our best hitting prospect last year, and he's a catcher. And we have our top 5 prospects, 3 of them are catchers. So we're just loaded with catchers. Plus, you got Contreras, Herrera, who are up on the big team, and then you've got the other two catchers that do the most of our catching right now. So Jimmy Crooks came up. I know Pozo's dealing with concussion protocol, so that's why Jimmy Crooks came up. And then they also brought up the name, I'm looking for it here, Cesar Perito. He's a middle infielder, and he's one of the players we got in the Jack Flaherty trade. So when we traded Flaherty, he was like, we got two pitchers and this middle infielder, and he came up. He got his first hit over the weekend, which was nice. And Jimmy Crooks, he came in late in an extra inning game, and then he caught on Sunday. I tell you what, Vince, I know it just looks like some players come up and they got a little moxie about him, a little attitude. He was in there, he's blocking balls, he had a good throw to second, and he hit a home run. And I was actually writing something on Facebook and was going to put a picture of him up. And I looked up and he hit the home run. Went, no, I wanted to post it. And then if he hit the home run, I looked like some kind of like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. But now it looks like I just jumped on the ship after he hit the home run. But I swear I was writing it about the batter before him when he came up because I really like this kid. Plus, I've got a lot of Jimmy Crooks cards. So the better he does, the better I do in my card with my cards. But this week, I tell you what, it's been just up and down. It's just like we played the Pirates and split with them. From last week, we lost Tuesday 3-8. And then we lost 6-12. And Palante has just been struggling down the stretch. He's doing more innings than he ever has. And we might have to find out, is he just a reliever? Is he a starter? The first 2 or 3 months, he did very good, but he's just 5 innings, 7 runs. He's killing us. Our bullpen, this new revamped bullpen, since we traded 3 of the big names out of the bullpen, and that game they went 4 innings and no runs, 1 walk, and 8 Ks. So the bullpen, we've got these young guys that really can throw it. So the bullpen really hasn't skipped a beat with us losing these players. And then Wednesday we win 2-1. So with that Pirates series, and the Pirates are a young team with nothing to lose. They're out there playing. We went 2-2 against them. But Vince, the thing I take away from this series is they have this young kid they brought up named Bubba Chandler, and it was the second start, and he looks like he could be like Paul Skeen's cousin. They look similar. This kid can just flat out throw, and his ball was rising and dipping, and he was having us chase it. He only threw 4 innings. They're babying him right now, and I would too. Really, they have nothing really except pride to play for right now, but
they have no pride.
Their owners don't. The fans of that team do. But man, that Bubba Chandler looked really good. And Sonny Gray pitched a good game, but we lost 2-1. So we split with them. And then we have our old rivalry. The Reds come in, and we took 2 out of 3 against them. And it was good. I tell you what, let me go back here. That was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Friday, we beat the Reds 7-5 in 10 innings. Wynn went 3 for 5. He's one of those guys, Vince, that gets 2 strikes on him, and it seems like he's a better hitter with 2 strikes. He can go 0-2 on the count, and then he'll work a walk, or he'll slap the ball the other way for a hit. Yadier Molina was like that too. Really come up big with in key situations. So I just love that about him. He had a double and 3 RBIs, and Herrera went 2 for 3. And I think Wynn and Herrera are going to be 2 of those young guys that we build our team around. And so we won that game. Saturday, we won 4-2. And McCreevy with 6 innings. Our bullpen was shot, and we got every bit out of him we could. He went to the 7th inning and couldn't get anybody out. I think he don't walk many. He walked a guy and gave him a hit, and they got him out of there. But he gave us everything he had. And I like this kid. His record, I had it written down here, but he's done pretty good. He's 6-2, and with our team, we got good defense. But I like this kid. He's going to, unless injuries happen, he'll be in the starting rotation next year. And then Sunday we lost 4-7, and we took 2 out of 3 against the Reds, and we helped. Right now we're spoilers, and we kind of spoil because they had a shot at maybe catching the Mets. And then Monday, I just have to say the A's. I love watching these young team. The Oakland A's. They had a pitcher that looked good, a young guy, a Cuban, and Vince. They just beat the tar out of us. It was 11-3, and I don't really have nothing good to say about that. I think we made 3 errors in that game, and we hadn't made many errors all week. So
I think you gave up like 15 hits and 3 errors. I mean, it was ugly.
Oh, it was
And I'm
ugly.
going to tell you something. We played Oakland, Sacramento, whatever they are. We played them, I think, the second series of the season and swept them. And I'm so glad we got them out of the way then because that's a team that's
On the
not
rise.
over anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got something to prove, and they got a lot of good young players, and I think they're going to be hitting their peak right when they hit Vegas. And I'm telling you what, Las Vegas, it'd be nice to see them playing in a big league stadium with a packed house.
Has
And
Vegas even started building the stadium yet?
I do not know, but
I
the
think so.
schedules came out, and they're playing 6 games next year in Vegas at the AAA teams field. So
Yeah.
they're gonna be playing there, but I'm sure they've got to be starting. But they can put a stadium up in about a year, can't they? About a year. I
That
remember.
takes a couple of years. The last, I mean, I haven't dove into this for a few months, but last I heard, it still wasn't a done deal. So,
Well, that's Oakland's luck for you right there. Everybody's talking about it. It's on their sleeve and on their wall, and I can see them not. Yeah, it's possible they might not even go there. Oh, but Vince, that's all Cardinal news right there. That's all I got to say this week.
okay, in Cub news, like I said, the Guardians waived Carlos Santana, and we picked him up. So we picked up him, and I think that's a very smooth move on our part. Uh,
Hey,
but I did there, yeah. So we are winning.
ah, man, look at you.
So anyway, we got Carlos Santana, who was not having a great year, but he's 39 years old. Last year he did win a Gold Glove at first base. But we just got to have a little more thump off the bench because when you're bringing in Justin Turner, this 211 average, be scared of that. But we also picked up Aaron Saval off the scrap heap, and he came in yesterday and pitched 3 great innings with 4 strikeouts and only 1 hit. And he's played for the White Sox and Brewers both this year, and neither one of them could get him straight. But apparently, the Cubs liked him and felt like they could straighten him out by making him a bullpen arm. And 1 game into it, he looks good. And that was important. I'll get to that pretty soon. Uh, Jason, oh gosh. Jamison Tyon's on the 15-day IL with the left groin strain. So Javier Assad has been called back up. And Assad wasn't sent down for ineffectiveness. He was sent down because of a roster spot needed to get another arm in there for all these games we have in a row. So we knew he was coming back up for his next start. But we didn't know that Jamo would be going down. Owen Casey was sent down just so he could get more at bats, and Jed did say that he will be back up sometime this month. So we called up Kevin Alcantara, our 5th-rated prospect, the Puma or the Jaguar, call him some kind of a big jungle cat. Porter Hodge was called back up. He closed for us last year, and he's had injury issues this year. But he was called up, and Jordan Woods was sent to Des Moines. And we had maybe the most frustrating week. We were 4-3 this week. Wait a minute. We are 3-4 this week. Count this up. Well, let's just go through this. Tuesday night, we played San Francisco, and San Francisco lost 5-2. Nothing really good happened. PCA a couple of hits. Shaw did drive in a run with a hit, and Boyd was not good. 5 1/3 innings, 5 earned runs. So we lost the first game in San Francisco. In the second game, we played the Giants. We lost 12-3. It wasn't even competitive. Warner did hit a 3-run home run. Colin Ray started and got crushed. And so we're playing the final game against San Francisco. and we lost 4-3. We're swept by the Giants. In this game, Bush did hit a home run. Tucker had a couple of hits. Swanson had a home run. Imanaga, 7 innings, 3 runs. Pitched good enough. It's 3-3 going into the bottom of the ninth. Valencia gave up a run, and we lost. What was infuriating about this game is I'm not one to complain about the umpiring. I complain in a general sense. I want the strike zone. I want the automated strike zone. I want balls and strikes to be consistent, and that's the only way they're ever going to be consistent. I like the replay. I don't get onto umpiring just to get onto umpiring. This happens maybe once or twice a year. This was one of those games where the calls against the Cubs were so lopsided and egregious. We should have won this game easily. The first inning, we have a couple of guys on, and Hap with the 3-2 pitch. There's a ball 4 inches outside, which is going to load the base, nobody out, and they called it a strike. And the catcher Bailey for the Giants is really good at stealing strikes. And counsel went out to argue and got himself tossed, knowing it, but he's saying, "You're getting duped by this catcher. That was 4 inches outside." Well, we had we had balls that were all over outside the strike zone being called strikes. So it was very infuriating, but we got swept. So we started the week 0-3, but luckily we went to Colorado, and on Friday we won 11-7. Bush, a couple of hits, including a home run. Suzuki, a couple of hits. Hap had a heck of a game, 3 for 5 with 2 runs, including a home run. Horner, a couple of hits. Swanson, 3 for 5, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. And Cade Horton got the win. He's now 9-4, 2.92 ERA. He's making a run at that Rookie of the Year. So the final game in Colorado, or the second game in Colorado on Saturday, we won 4-3. Bush with a couple of hits, Tucker with a couple of hits, Suzuki with a couple of hits, Hap with a couple of hits. So the top of the lineup really did their job. We could have scored more, but we didn't. Assad pitched 6 innings, 3 runs to get the victory, and Valencia got a special save. So Sunday we played Colorado. Go for the sweep. We lost 6-5. Tucker did have 3 hits. Suzuki had hit a couple of RBIs. Hap hit another home run, a 3-run shot. We lost 6-5. Boyd pitched okay, 6 innings, 4 runs. But in the ninth, Valencia came in and gave up a run. But it was 5-5. We lost. Valencia's had a tough week. So in the final game of the week, we were 2-4 for the week so far. We got swept, and we won 2 of the 3. So we're playing Atlanta, and I'm watching the game. We're down 6-1, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. So I start doing other things, and next thing I know, it's 6-4. So I start paying attention again. We make it 6-6, and we win in the 10th. So being down 6-1, going into the bottom of the 5th to the Braves, I was very happy with how we fought back. We haven't had a victory like this for quite a while. Hap 3 for 5 with another home run. He's been red hot. Kelly hit 2 for 4 with a home run, and then he drove in the winning run in the bottom of the 10th. Swanson had a couple of RBIs. Shaw had 2 hits with an RBI. But this is Colin Ray started, was not that good. And then we brought in Rogers, who was not that good. And then we brought in Savell, who we just picked up. 3 innings, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. And he just kind of stopped the Braves offense while we chipped our way and got back into it. And Kittredge, he got the win. So 3-4 week since the last time we talked here. Not the best. The loss especially that last loss in San Francisco really was bothersome. What we made up for with a nice come from behind win, one of the top 2 or 3 wins we've had this year against the Braves. So that's the Cubs this week.
Vince, one of the things I noticed about the Cubs was last time we talked, you were talking about how Tucker was dealing with an injury and they benched him for a couple of days. But since he's come back, it seems like he's on fire.
He's been hot. He's been hot.
Maybe he just needed a break, a little rest or something like that.
PCA has not been hot. Kelly hasn't been that hot. Now he's starting to pick it back up. If everybody starts picking it back up, the offense will be okay. Swanson is delivering at the bottom of the lineup, which is good. Shaw's been delivering since the All-Star break at the bottom of the lineup, which is good. So, not going to complain. 3 and 4. Though when you look at we should have won one of those games in San Francisco. We certainly could have won that last game in Colorado. So hopefully we pick it up here. So,
fantastic.
You know who else is going to pick it up?
You know, I don't know if he can pick it up anymore. He already has. Mr. Jeremy Connor.
Jeremy Connor is going to pick it up. Comes a time in every man's life when he needs some advice on relationships. You need to listen to the podcast DMDR, which stands for Dating, Marriage, Divorce, Remarriage, from my good friend Jeremy Connor, the Dr. Phil of the Boot Hill. You can find DMDR on Spotify or whatever platform you choose to listen to your podcast. Okay, JJ, explain what we're going to talk about here, because this is kind of your segment.
Yeah.
And I'm just putty in your hands.
Well, I've always been interested. I think baseball, more than any sport, we honor the history of the game and we pay tribute to the ones that came before in this wonderful game that we have. And what this segment's going to be about is basically retired numbers, how we honor these players, because we always keep them, their names. I go to Wrigley Field. I've been there several times, and I'll be sitting there, and I'll see, oh, there's an Andre Dawson jersey. There's a Sandberg. There's an Ernie Banks. There's a Billy Williams, And then you might have a Turk Wendell one. You're like, where the heck did that Turk Wendell one come from? But baseball honors its past, and I think that's great. The players come out. They may honor a certain year. I know our good friend Don Frizzi's honoring the 1925 World Champion Pittsburgh Pirates every day with the front page of the paper and the box scores and things like that. And I think that's wonderful as a tribute to his family that gave him the love of baseball. But then you learn about all these players. You go there and they've got, this is like you go to Pittsburgh and there's Manny Thangian's barbecue. There's Roberto Clemente Bridge. So they honor the players, and there's several ways they do this. And I'll get into the retired numbers in a moment. But right now, and I think this is genius. Usually a lot of teams have their own Hall of Fame, especially teams that's been around like the Cubs and the Pirates and the Reds and the Cardinals and the Yankees, Reds, all the teams that's been around for a long time. And you can go in there and you can see the bats or the uniforms or think about some names that maybe you hadn't thought about. And then also here lately, they have statues. I just, when we went to Wrigley Field, me and Brody walked around the stadium, and there's a big Harry Carey one out there in center field, outside the stadium, and then they have the bricks with all the people who maybe donated these bricks, and then you'll have a big one that says Ryan Sandberg or Jack Brickhouse or something like that. And I think that's so cool. And sometimes the Hall of Fame, and that's the only thing, the teams can do whatever they want and honor whatever player. They say the Hall of Fame is for they honor the players that have done something, longevity or set some sort of record or was like a major part of the team. And so that's usually why they have something like that there. And I will say this, Ron Santo, by the time he went into the Hall of Fame, he had passed away. But the Cubs, they retired his number, and he said, "This is my Hall of Fame right here, getting his number retired." And I just think that's cool that the teams go out and do this. And the young people, and it just kind of each generation sees this and it goes on. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to get into the retired numbers right now. And baseball was not the very first team that retired a number. In 1934, there was a hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto Maple Leafs, and his name was Ace Bailey. I know, Vince. I get ahead of myself a little bit, but Ace Bailey was his hockey player, number 6 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it was to honor him, and it was a tribute. He had an injury that made him retire, so they wanted to honor him, and they retired his number, and he was the very first player in any sport to get his retired number. Now, baseball didn't retire a number until 1939, and I'll give you a hint. It was the 4th of July, and would you know who that player was, Vince? The very first player.
Lou Gehrig?
Look at this. You can't get nothing past Vince Offer, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
sure you can.
Lou Gehrig, and of course, at that time, he knew something was wrong, and he was retiring, and the great speech and everything, and they retired his number. So he was the very first player to get that honor bestowed on him. Since then, we've had over 150 players get a retired number. Now, here's some odd stats that I think are pretty interesting right here. There are 3 people who never played the game that have a number assigned to them and is retired. Vince, would you have any idea who any of the 3 are? I'll give you a hint if you want a hint. One is a Cardinal.
Jack Buck?
No, they have for the announcers, usually they have a microphone, an old style Conan O'Brien microphone, and then the name on there, And then they also honor people who, before there was no numbers. If you look at the Detroit Tigers, they have like Ty Cobb, he didn't have a number, and Hal Newhouser, and some of those players, and then they have the retired numbers after that. I will tell you this, it's number 86 for the Cardinals, and it was Augie Bush. Augie Bush got a number retired and a number assigned to him, and he not only was the owner, Cardinals had really good years as he was and he cared about baseball, and so he was a big part of the 60s and the 80s where we did very well. But they had that, and they probably honored him about 2 or 3 years before he passed away with that number. Another one that got a number is, I'll give you this hint, Milwaukee Brewers, and he's number 1. He became a commissioner.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to swear on this show, so I'm not going to say his name.
All right. Well, Mr. Seelig, but he's responsible. He got the pilots who was, I guess, and their uniforms, when first year they played, they had the old Seattle Pilot uniforms. They just put Milwaukee on them. I don't know if you remember seeing those, but the pilots became the Brewers, and he got baseball there and kept it there. So there's him. And then there's also the California Angels, number 2. Yeah, the cowboy himself, Gene Autry. So there's 3 players right there. But also they honor some people with just abbreviations. There was and a lot of it's sad. It's kind of sad. A lot of these people had, a diagnosis, and this was the last time they were going to be playing, and they honor them with some sort of either abbreviation, like KSM is Kelly McGregor, who was the president of the Colorado Rockies, who had passed away, and they honored him.
His daughter, Taylor McGregor, is one of the sideline reporters for the Cubs.
Really? I'll be darned.
Amazing. Was it Friday night? I was watching the college game. Was it Saturday? I was watching a college game. Maybe it was Sunday night's game. I think it was Sunday night's game. It was Miami and Notre Dame. That was the Sunday night game. She does sideline reporting for college football. So she's doing the sideline for that. The next day, for a day game at Wrigley, she's there doing reporting for the Cubs. So yeah,
About that.
she's a tireless worker.
Yeah, I love her. I think she might have went to school at the University of Arkansas. I heard her mention that once, I think. But maybe I had some of your beers or something like that, and I wanted to hear that. Maybe that was the deal. But there also is a HAAS, which was a Walter Haas, who was a famous person that at one time owned the Oakland A's and brought them back to prominence with sellouts, and that's when the Tony La Russa years. They had a good minor league system, and so they have honored him as well with his abbreviations. So anyway, so there's a lot of people. Some people, the the Giants have Christy Matheson and John McGraw, and they just have NY because it was the New York Giants at the time. And the Phillies have three players with just a P, the Philadelphia P, but before they had numbers. And of course, this is an easy one. I wouldn't even ask you this, Vince, because it's not even worth your effort, but everyone knows the number 42. If you have a player who is retired with the number 42, Jackie Robinson is retired across the board and with the number 42, and deservedly so. And there's talk that Roberto Clemente's number may be retired across the board too. So we'll see. I don't know, but both great ball players and great people. Well, here's the thing. Here I have all the numbers for every team and the retired numbers. Vince, who do you think have the most retired numbers in the game of baseball?
Yankees.
The Yankees, 24. 24 retired numbers. Now, here we are. It's 2025, and probably not my lifetime or my kid's lifetime or my grandkids' lifetime, but there's going to be a time where the Yankees are going to run out of numbers. They're going to have to start. They're going to have to go to triple digits or something like that. The National League team with the most retired numbers. Let me go through this quickly. So, but Vince, who would you think is the National League team with the most retired numbers?
Giants?
They have 14. The Cardinals have 16 retired numbers. And the Dodgers have 11. I'm looking for the Cubs here in my list. The Cubs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 plus Jackie Robinson, so they have 7. You know, if you count Jackie Robinson. So that's it. Also, let's see. What number has been the retire? This is just a little trivia here. And Vince, there's no way you're going to get this, but I thought I'd just ask, what number is retired by the most teams? What number do you think is retired by the most teams?
44.
Yeah, that's a good try. Number 20 has been retired by 11 teams, and number 14 has been retired by 10 teams. Let me see. There's the Cubs. Well, you guys have a 14, and we have a 14. Would you care to guess who the Chicago Cubs 14 is?
Oh, I am so bad with numbers. I know Kingman is number 10. That's all that matters to me. So
well, I would call this guy Mr. Cub.
Banks?
Ernie Banks and Kenny Boyer for the Cardinals. Both great players. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub right there, and Kenny Boyer. And then there's only 3 numbers ever, and we're talking double digits, that have never been worn. There's 3 uniform numbers that have never been worn. Would you care to have a guess at one of those 3?
$93.
Whoa, Vince, you're so good. 92.
Oh my gosh.
Don't play the lottery tonight, Vince. 92. You were so close. That's the way the lottery goes for me. It's like 23. Oh, I got 24. I'm always one off. 86 and 89. So 86, 89, 92 have never been worn. Now, there's been several players that have retired numbers for multiple teams. Jackie Robinson for every team. Would you care to guess another player that's had multiple numbers retired?
Seaver?
You know what? I'm looking here and I do not have Seaver written down. I don't know if Cincinnati retired that number, to be honest with you. So I don't think so. There is two guys that have been retired on three teams, have numbers retired on three teams. One is a pitcher, and one is a outfielder. And this is where it gets weird. Sometimes a team will retire a number, and a guy only played there a couple of years. Like Wade Boggs, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Tampa Bay, didn't they retire his number?
They may have because he's from Tampa.
Yeah, from Tampa. And there's reasons like that. But, and hey, I'm not going to badmouth any player. They got it. They deserve it. But sometimes there's odd things like that, like, oh, Tampa Bay's got Wade Boggs. The Padres retired Steve Garvey's number, And a lot of people think it's just because of that playoff series.
Yeah.
That was it.
Something like he did.
No. You think he'd be with the Dodgers? His number retired. It's not retired with the Dodgers. I'll give you a hint. The nickname is the Express, the pitcher.
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan, he was retired with the Rangers, number 34 with the Rangers and the Astros, and number 30 with the California Angels. And then the outfielder with three teams, two of them was as a player and one was as a manager. He's one of the few players that won MVPs in both leagues.
Frank Robinson.
Man, very good. Frank Robinson with the Cincinnati Reds and the Baltimore Orioles, and then the Cleveland Indians retired his number as a manager. So that's pretty darn cool. But here's just a few. Reggie Jackson, two teams. Hank Aaron, two teams. Although he didn't play a whole lot in Milwaukee, but he meant a lot. He played with the Milwaukee Braves up there, and he meant a lot to the community. Rod Carew, two teams. Greg Maddux, Carlton Fisk, Casey Stengel, and also Boggs, Roy Halladay, Willie Mays, Gil Hodges, and Sparky Anderson has been retired with two teams. So now it gets down to this, Vince, the Cubs and the Cardinals. The Cubs have 6 retired numbers. Would you care to guess the players? You don't have to get the numbers, but could you? We got Ernie Banks. So
Banks,
you got one.
Williams, Jenkins.
Yes.
Sandberg.
Yes. One's a hitter, one's a pitcher. Third base.
Three Finger Brown.
No, a guy who spent more time with another team, but he came up with the Cubs. And Rick Sutcliffe just thinks the world of him.
Oh, Maddux?
Yeah, Maddux is retired. And him and Fergie Jenkins both were number 31. So they share 31. And the other guy we mentioned earlier, Ron Santo, was the other Cub, number 10. So 10 Santo, 14 Banks, 23 Sandberg, 26 Billy Williams, and then Fergie and Maddux share 31. Hey, that's pretty darn good right there. And I think you might have a couple guys on your team right now that eventually might get their numbers retired. But that's the great thing about baseball. It's year after year. How long do you play there? What did you mean to the team? Did you set any records? Or in Santos' case, not only a great player, but he also was a great broadcaster and was a part of that Cub family for a long, long time. And I won't go through the numbers, but I just want to mention the Cardinals. If you look at that left field wall in St. Louis, it's got each of those players. And I think we may have 2 eventually coming up soon. And one would be Yadier Molina, and the other one would be Albert Pujols. But right now, it's Ozzie and Red Shandings, Stan Musial, Enos Slaughter, my personal favorite, Tony La Russa, Kenny Boyer, Dizzy Dean, Lou Brock, Ted Simmons, Whitey Herzog, Bruce Sutter, Bob Gibson. Then you got Augie Bush. And then without a number, it's Roger Hornsby. And then Jack Buck with the microphone. So that's just it. I just wanted to talk about how teams, celebrate the history of players. And I don't know why some players get their number retired and some don't. Maybe that's part of it. Hey, you come play for us, Steve Garvey, and we'll retire your number. All right, I'll show up.
Oh, I'm not a fan of Steve Garvey.
I
So
remember you saying that. Although he was a pretty good player, but yeah, personally he wasn't. You know, but he seemed to be. I think.
yeah, he was making a run for Congress in the late '80s, and then it came out he's had two women pregnant at the same time.
Wow. Hey, I don't know what to say, but you know his wife. Hey, Karma. His wife left him for Marvin Hamlish. I don't know if you remember that. Cindy
Oh,
Garvey.
I actually read her book, Cindy Garvey's book.
Oh, did you?
Yes, my ex mother-in-law, she read everything, politics, philosophy, everything, and she would read uh pop culture stuff. When Cindy Garvey's book came out, she was a baseball fan. She bought it and read it, and then she lent it to me. And I usually wouldn't read a book like that, but it was pretty fascinating, uh, verifying that Steve Garvey's a jerk. But
Wow.
uh,
Well, I hope none of my ex girlfriends, which I didn't have a whole lot, ever write a book about me.
but I also thought it was interesting how she talked about their minor league years, which I thought was probably the most interesting part of the book. It wasn't scandalous, but it gave you a look into how things are in the minor leagues. Like Steve was married to Cindy, and they had, because of finance, they had to share an apartment with Bill Buckner in the minor leagues. And Bill was kind of a, if Bill had an offer, he took it home with him, basically.
Oh, so he'd be sour.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I ever had a roommate in the minors and my wife was with me, I want an ugly roommate. I want an ugly player. Not Bill Buckner. That looks like Magnum PI right there. No, I'm not sharing a room with Bill Buckner. Give me Don Zimmerman. He's my roommate.
Oh, there you go. Well, JJ, are we ready to open up baseball cards?
I'm ready. Brought to you, my cards are brought to you by SP Sports Cards, Farmington on St. Genevieve Road. Get over there. They'll give you a good deal. They got me a great deal.
And my cards are purchased by an upstart company called Amazon. Amazon, when you need it so fast, you can't even blink. Order it from
Hey,
Amazon.
Mozart.
Just Google it. I don't know how to spell it.
You want to go first? Is that Upper Deck right there?
Yeah, this is Upper Deck 1992
Oh, okay. You might get some gems in there.
foil package. Yeah, I'll probably
Two
get some Jims, Joe's, Bob's, Tom's stuff.
Jim Abbott, two
Yeah,
Hall of Famers, two Hall of Fame.
I'm gonna go for three. I haven't won for three for a
All
while.
right. You feeling good, Vince?
Yes, let's see what we got. Oh, I got a couple cards stuck together here, right off the. Come on, guys! You've only been stuck together for
Yeah.
30 years,
32 years.
so come apart now. I'm telling you, they do not want to get divorced. Oh my goodness!
All
Got it.
right.
Okay, all that for Indy Ashby.
Andy Ashby. Looking good there in that Philadelphia outfit.
Yes, very good. Okay, now we're rolling. Another Philly. Bradulio Castillo. I do not remember this guy.
I don't either. Great mustache, though.
Oh,
Top
yeah.
10 mustache.
Now, those guys can grow mustaches there in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, for the Brewers, we have Mr. Doug Henry.
I remember. I have that exact card. I remember
Really?
that card. Yes, I do.
Okay, I stole your card. You got it.
I hadn't seen it for a while.
Oh, for the Angels, very good player. Also played for the Yankees a bit. Luis Soho.
Yes. I like that action card. Very nice.
Soho down to Brighton. I must have played them all.
Oh, yeah. Do, 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 do.
Oh, former Cub. I really like this player for the Expos at this time. Delino DeShields. Didn't he play for the Cardinals too?
Yes, he did. Very good player. Fast.
Very good. Um, Oh, former Cardinal, former Royal, utility infielder David Howard.
Yeah.
Decent career. Uh, wow. I did not know this guy finished his career in Baltimore. Dwight Evans. Did you know he finished his career in Baltimore?
I wouldn't have known that. Maybe if you asked me that, I might have said yes, but I didn't remember that at all.
I did not remember that at all. Oh, first Hall of Famer. We've already talked about him today for the Chicago Cubs. Greg Maddux.
Ah, yes. What Mad Dog? Mad Dog Maddox.
He was coming off a 15-11 season. And then in 92, he won the Cy Young. Was it 92 he won the Cy Young? Yeah, 92 won the Cy Young.
Almost was a Yankee, but he wanted to stay in the National League.
Yeah. Former Met, former Philly shortstop, Kevin Elster.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good pitcher for the Cardinals, right-hander, Omar Oliveras. Remember Omar?
I remember him. I like that card too.
Yeah. Look at the back. I like that.
Oh, I do too.
Pitching
Good
hand.
good
Way back
photography. Oh, yeah. You see how he holds it and everything.
For the Padres, we have Jack Howell.
He had a long career.
And for the Cubs, he also pitched for the Mariners and he pitched for the Red Sox. Closer, Heathcliff Slocum.
Oh, yeah. Smoke him if you got him.
Yeah. Oh, this guy is not in the Hall of Fame. I think he's most known for having an affair with 15-year-old Mindy McCready.
Oh, Roger Clemens.
Roger Clemens.
Yeah, I know.
Um, Second Hall of Famer
Oh,
for the Athletics and every other team on the face of the earth.
Mr. Ricky Henderson.
Ricky
Yeah.
Henderson.
He's the greatest. He's the greatest. Just ask him.
And pitcher for the Astros, also pitched for Cleveland. Had some pretty good years. Pete Harnish.
He was a good. He can pitch on my team anytime. Very good pitcher.
So
That's a good set. You got some good ones there.
Famers. I'm happy with this.
Yeah. Well, these are I believe they're the 87 Donruss. They have a part of a Roberto Clemente puzzle. So I will show that off first. Oh, you get to see Roberto's face. There it is.
Awesome.
And it looks like it's got his flag right behind him right there. So I'll tell you what, that'd be kind of cool to put that puzzle together. All right, here we go. How many Hall of Famers do you think?
2.
All right, I'm gonna go one. I'm gonna what is that? Price is Right yet. I'm going one more there, less than you. All right. New York Met Lee Mazzilli. Oh, yeah. Matinee idol right there.
Lee Mazzilli could actually throw with both hands. He was ambidextrous.
Really? I ain't. Let me tell you, it's not pretty me throwing left-handed. I like these uniforms that the White Sox had back then. Greg Walker. Right there, Greg Walker.
Yeah. Walker and Kittle came up at the same time, and they kind of flamed out pretty quick after a few years.
Yeah, they were both supposed to be big power hitters. All right, first Hall of Famer. I have a baseball signed by him. I just absolutely love this guy, Jack Morris.
Jack the Cat Morris. Yes.
Yeah, he could be ornery, which I like that. I like a pitcher out there, Madison Bumgarner or Lance Lynn. Or I think John Lackey was a little ornery out there on the mound too. I like that.
I like a pitcher who can go 10 innings, Game 7 of the World Series, and shut you down.
Shut you. Oh man, Jack. I know. I love that guy. All right. Oh, Philadelphia Philly. Of course, I love these uniforms. Ron Renicky. There, Ron Renicky. Very good, nice player. Very nice career. All right. I don't know much about this guy, and you'll do your a Bible joke right here. A player for the Seattle Mariners, John Moses. Holy Moses, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Moses. Don't remember that guy too much. Oh, this guy who had a very nice career. White Sox. We're White Sox heavy. Rich Dotson.
Oh yeah,
Rich Dotson. Good
22
looking guy right there.
victories 1 year. Yeah.
Man, nice player right there. Oh, I met this guy. Wonderful. Told some great stories. But at this time, he's with the Tigers. Mike Heath, who played for the Cardinals and the
Yeah.
Oakland A's. I had him sign an A's card where he's looking to the left, and he said he was looking for the signs from Billy Martin to call to the pitcher. So I guess Billy Martin used to call the strike. Oh, here's a Roberto Clemente kind of memorial thing right there. I guess that's what the puzzle looks like when you get it all put together. That's pretty sharp right there.
I'm going to call that your second Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Here's our third. Uh-huh. Dave Winfield.
You got one heck of a package.
How about that? I like those Diamond Kings, the drawings. That's pretty sharp. They used to put them out all the time. Los Angeles Dodger, Dennis Powell. I remember him. He had a nice career right there. There he is in action. Okay. Damaso Garcia from the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm going to show the back of the cards too. We've been showing the front, but that's what the back of the cards look like too. So
did he win a Rookie of the Year once?
I don't know, Vince. He might have. I don't know. And while Vince is looking that up, I will slowly talk about some of these players coming up here. Here's a guy that I don't actually know at all, Vince, a Seattle Mariner, Mike Brown. Mike Brown. That's
too common of a name.
Yeah, too common of a name. Vince, 4 Hall of Famers. How about that? The one, the only, the Wizard. We talked about retired numbers. Number 1 for the Cardinals. Number 1 in your heart, Ozzie Smith. Right.
Very nice.
And the final card in this set, not a Hall of Famer, but a Hall of Very Good, Boston Red Sox, Bruce Hurst. Always like that guy.
Good left-hander.
Tough pitcher right there. Saw a lot of playoff action. So that's my Donruss set. Thanks to S&P Sports Cards over in Farmington. I appreciate you guys very much.
Thank you.
And did he Rookie of the Year?
Well, he passed away in 2020. And let me see.
I didn't know that.
Playing career. I did not either.
I'll put his picture back up while you're looking him up. And there he is.
Doesn't appear he won a Rookie of the Year, but he was a 2-time All-Star and 1-time Silver Slugger winner.
Nice career right there. I'd take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
Second baseman.
Oh, he had a malignant brain tumor.
Oh.
And then had health issues all the way until he passed away in 2020. So,
right.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, JJ, I hope you have another great week. I hope I have another great week, and I hope all of you have another great week. Do you have an update on Ray?
He's doing much better. We've been talking back and forth. He was giving me some like I talked about the young catcher that came up, and he said some things about him. I think he's doing much better. He's at home now, so he's just doing better. And our thoughts and prayers are with you, Ray. Get better and come back, and let's do our game thing again. Love to have you back and up and at him, man.
Yeah, and Ray, when you're ready to come back, just send us a message. I'm ready to come back, and we'll put you on, and we'll do the Battle Royal again.
Yeah, and we'll get a third party at 3.
I'm chomping at the bit.
Yeah. Yeah, how excited he is.
Thanks. All right, well, JJ, you have a great day, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Take care.